I'm Kym Allen. I live in LA. I'm an artist and I have a thrifting experience through Airbnb where I take people to different thrift stores that I really love in the Highland Park neighborhood. Like, I've been like a big fan of Airbnb since I discovered Airbnb, and I think it was December of last year that I noticed the experience element. And my first thought was, that's genius, because when you visit a new area, like, of course you want to experience the way the people who live there actually live, as opposed to doing the whole tourist thing. And I just thought, if I were to do one, what would it be? And thrifting was kind of the first thing that came to mind. Well, I love Highland Park, and I've always been kind of fascinated by Highland Park, and I've been coming here on my own for years. So I'm sort of seeing all these stores start to pop up. Sometimes people want like direct help shopping, so I'll try to like look at what they have on and then ask them questions. And coming to Julie's store, like, she's so good at finding really unique, awesome, pieces.
That's great.
She creates like a shopping experience that is very feels very easy and natural, and like the way that your eyes are drawn to the colors, it kind of opens that up for you. Up-and-coming neighborhood. It's becoming more trendy, so there's the gentrification element of things. So I've just been really interested in talking to store owners and seeing how they feel about it, if they feel like they're part of the problem, part of the solution, talking to like people who have been in this neighborhood for a really long time. Their families have been here for decades, and finding out how they've been affected and what they see as the future of this neighborhood. It's been very special to like learn more about the area as I've been doing these tours.
I genuinely love this place. The prices are fair, it's well curated. The quality I find with like vintage pieces are so much better than like what you find at like, the hottest store right now, where I'm just like, why is this literally $50 and it's like a scrap of fabric?
You don't look at it as just used clothes. I mean, it's something that, it's a material, it's a print, it's something that's just different that you don't see every day. And that's what you have to really look at when you're vintage shopping.
It's interesting because we're not really too influenced by the contemporary trends, but somehow vintage still has a place in modern fashion, especially more now than ever.
Yeah.
Because it's such a huge part of, I think, the normal fashion culture, and you can see the trickle down even in department stores like Target.
I've been seeing this in here for a while, and it's been calling to me, and I think the fact that it's still here probably means that it should be mine at some point. So whenever I see any type of poncho, it just kind of brings me back to that. And it's a cool way to layer and stay warm and stuff without having to like wear like a big coat.
For novices, I would say start at Goodwill.
Mm-hmm.
The Goodwills in LA are amazing, and every different neighborhood has its own flavor of Goodwill. Like the West Side Goodwills are really great for designer or more contemporary stuff, and then if you go to sort of the Valley or more East Side, you can find some amazing, wackier pieces.
Yeah, so, I think that's one of my favorite things about vintage and thrift stores in general, is that they're like a reflection of the area around
Exactly,
them.
yeah.
That's really
I definitely think there's a pretty large thrift scene here. In terms of like the United States of America, I don't really have my thumb on the pulse of like the thrift and vintage scenes in other cities. I will say in South America though, where I did live for a couple of years after college, in Chile specifically, They have a ton of what they call ropa americana, which is basically used American clothes. It just was this huge, huge thing there, and they had a lot of them. So there was a pretty large scene there, and kind of like this underground community of people who really got thrifting and thought it was a cool thing.
Vintage is, as my mom said once, and this like changed my whole idea of how vintage affects fashion. But she's like, vintage, designers know that vintage is a reflection of what's happening on the street. And that definitely holds true and always has.
And the thing about thrift too, it's like you might find this really cool, funky item and think, well, I don't know how to wear that, or I won't wear it, or nothing is gonna match it, and it just really limits you. So I just encourage people to like think outside the box, try something on that you wouldn't normally try on, and just see how you feel in it, and just challenge yourself to find a way to put together a different sort of outfit and just live in that space and try on that skin and see what it feels like, you know?